Shalom, sisters. This is Sister Zion, and welcome again to The Rock. Okay, I'm here to talk about something that's, that I had discussions with other sisters, or they had discussions with me about. And I thought this would be good information to put on a video for sisters, things that they can think about, so it can be a help and a benefit to their walk. I don't know if anyone remember, but if you have been listening to the past videos, I talked a lot on me learning from the errors that I made because I didn't have an older woman or anybody really to teach me when it comes to the faith and what I'm supposed to be doing and how I should be preparing myself. I just kind of, I got into marriage before the way. And then, bam, out of nowhere, this is truly what the Bible is saying. And, how Christianity taught us was wrong. And now, bam, I have to start doing this. And then I got to start doing this. And all of these things came to me at once. I didn't have any preparation. No one told me that a wife submits to her husband. No one told me the cost of being married, being married, And the Bible tells us to consider the cost. And I did not have the opportunity really to think about and consider the cost of coming this way because honestly, I didn't know what was in store. I just knew I wanted to serve the Father. And at the time, I wanted to serve God. But, now we know as Yah, the Most High, I wanted to serve him. That's all I knew. I didn't know what it entails. And honestly, I had the mentality of a Christian coming in. I had the mentality of serving him was going to be maybe like Christianity with a little bit more seriousness to it. I did not know to the level of how serious this walk is. I did not know that it was going to cost me. I did not know I was going to have to pay for sin, for crying out loud. I didn't know this because Christianity is a good drug. I've heard that saying before, and I thought that was excellent. Christianity will really mess you up in the mind and the doctrine, at least, And so that's what I thought. And when I came in, I'm about to serve God. And I could do this. And, I didn't know what was in store for me. And then here I am, years later. And, actually my first year, one of the biggest first things that happened to me is I had to send a child away. That was surprising. That don't ever happen in Christianity. So the Bible talks about considering the cost. And a lot of sisters, some of you sisters are not married, and some of you are. If you are already married, then you're probably in the same boat that I was in. But if you're not married already, then these things are important. The Bible tells you to consider the cost. When you come to the faith is very serious. It is not like Christianity. It is not like, Catholicism or any other thing. It is very serious. Now, there is a lot of people who claim they are in the faith who are not very serious. So when you look at the examples we have, you see a lot of very unserious people. But nevertheless, the Most High Yah is serious. He's a very serious Yah. And the faith is very, very serious. Now, that's why the Bible talks about there's only going to be few. Because if you look, even when I look to people who say they're in the way, I don't see a lot of serious-minded people. And for a while, myself was included, why I was not as serious as I needed to be. And so now I'm at the point where I know that this thing is serious. I can't be playing around. I can't be playing. This is my soul. This is my life. This is the decision I made for my life to walk this walk. And it came with a cost. And I think a lot of people, when they come this way, they're not told that this walk comes with a cost. You are going to pay for sin. He is merciful, but you will pay for sin. It's going to come with a cost. He's going to try you. The enemy will come after you, especially once you really start doing something. These things are going to happen. It's not a cakewalk. It's not an easy thing. Like I said, my first year in the faith, I wasn't even in the faith a year, and I was already tried with a lot of things. It was beyond. Those people who know us personally know in our first year what we were tried with. And that's enough for anybody to want to give up, especially when you just come straight from out of, an ideology of like Christianity, and you had no training, no one prepared you, you were not warned. And so I want to share this with you, sisters, because especially for you sisters who are in the way now and you're new in the way, or you've been in the way for a few years, and especially for some of you get married. Like I said, the ones that are already married, you're probably in my boat. You are learning things as you go along, and you just have to get on board. You just got to get on board and go from there. But for those who are not married, this information will probably help you, because you know what? You do need to consider the cost. Consider what you may have to lose. You will lose. Let me just give you a few things. You will lose family. Family you ain't going to have anymore. You will lose friends, or any sort of friends you thought that you had. You will lose your normal group of supporters. You're going to lose those things. You're going to lose, the way of thinking. When you go into marriage, that's another thing. Consider the cost, because I talk to married sisters. I talk to sisters in general, and the ones that I talk to who have been older, they've been able to teach me some things. Not been many at all, but the few that there is, they have taught me some things. And then I've been learning, like I told you before, from trial and error. And then there's other sisters that, we all talk. And I'm telling you, we didn't think, one thing that we all say we wish we would have had a better understanding of is marriage. Because when you get in marriage, your salvation is tied into marriage. And for a woman, especially for a woman, your salvation, your role is very important. And your salvation is in your role, and a lot of us came in with the idea that we could just serve Yah on our own, and we're going to have our own personal relationship. And based on how me and Yah is hanging out, how many times I'm praying and stuff, that's going to determine my salvation. No, it's not. No. You can pray all you want to, and your salvation will not just be determined in prayer. Yes, you need to pray, but your salvation is not tied up as a woman, especially as a married woman, and you just praying. In Christianity, you prayed, and what happened? Only thing that happened to me is I got in more trouble. That's what I think would happen. But anyways, but your salvation is tied in that. So, I want you sisters, to consider the cost, married or not. If you're married, I have done this a couple times. At one point, I was having some really bad struggles, and my master and we've talked about a lot of things. And one thing that we both said, he said, and then, I thought about it and I said, yeah, that's true, is that if we're going to walk this walk, we need to give everything. If we're not going to give everything, we are better off just going back doing our own thing, because even the Bible says be hot or cold, but do not be lukewarm. And so at one point, there's times in our walk where we were considered to be lukewarm. And I know for a fact for me, I was like, kind of like, back and forth in a way. And, but that's not how Yah wants us to be. And he's even said, why should we sit here and be lukewarm and still not have our salvation? And if we're not going to have salvation, we'd be better off going back into the world and at least enjoying the things we want to enjoy before we lose our salvation, versus pretending that we're walking this walk, versus half-stepping this walk and then still lose our souls, all in all, for what? And they didn't even get anything out of it. And when, that perspective was presented to me, it was something I really looked at. Now, I knew all along still I wanted to serve the Father, but I had to really look at it, because during that time, we were losing things. We were going through things. It was hard. It wasn't this easy thing. My life changed so many times, because of this walk. I lost, children. I lost family. Like, I don't really have, I came from a huge family, and I don't talk to anybody. I probably have 2 family members total that I talk to, and I don't talk to them like that. They don't call me like that. It's literally a every blue moon sort of thing, but I don't talk to people, in this way. And I have a huge family. I mean, a very huge family, and we don't talk. We just don't. They don't want to talk to me. I really don't have no interest in talking to them. I have no friends from the past. None. Zero. I have 0 friends from the past. I don't have that, no more. I don't have a support group outside of people in the faith. I don't have that, because that was the cost. I had to lose things. I had to change things. I don't do the things that I used to do. And there's still things that I am stripping from myself so I can be completely new. And so you sisters need to know that. Consider the cost, because you will lose things. This is not a cakewalk. This is not something you come in and you just, hey, I'm just going to pray and worship my way into the kingdom. No. Praying is great. Worship is great. Yes. But you ain't going to pray and worship yourself into the kingdom. It ain't happening. And, so I just want to encourage you, sisters. I hope that somebody could use this. But, as sisters, we have to be more serious. We have to take our walk more serious. And if you can't take it that serious, then we need to make other decisions. But one way or the other, if you're going to walk this, consider the cost. Consider what it's going to take for you to get through this walk. What is it going to take for you to get through marriage? Because marriage is not a cakewalk. And see, some of you sisters who aren't married, you really will want to prepare yourself. Please, I'm telling you, take it from somebody who just got thrown in the fire. Just like, you better just get ready. It wasn't one of I didn't have an opportunity to prepare myself, and I went through great struggle. And it was very, 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 very it was very much of a struggle. I'm telling you, I didn't have an easy marriage. I did not. I did not have an easy marriage because was not prepared at all. I'm happy I got through it. I'm happy I stuck it out. I'm happy that Yah gave me the strength. I'm happy that I held on long enough and was seriousness and got to the point where, listen, I'm going to make it regardless what I'm going through. But had I not done that, I could have been easily gone. I've seen people already in marriages since I've been in this walk who have come and who have gone. And they haven't even been through some of the things that I've been through. They haven't even been through the fire very much. And they already could not handle it because it was a different thing. It was different than what we're taught in Christianity. It was a different mindset that you have to be submitted, to submit yourself, to turn over your life like that, to depend on and rely on Yah through the master he gives you on earth, and to to change everything you ever thought you'd known about your life, about marriage, about everything. You have to change all that, give all that up, to have all these things stripped from you so you can walk in righteousness. It's something different than what you've been involved in when you were, in Christianity, or you were just in the world. No one taught us anything. So consider the cost, sisters. Before getting married, consider the cost. Before walking this walk, consider the cost. If you have an opportunity to consider the cost, stop and consider the cost, because it is very, very serious. And a lot of people are not taking it serious. Like I said, I hear marriage stories all the time. People share. We all talk and share and things like that. And, some of I'm seeing wives, just up and leaving out of marriages just for the heck of it, as if because their feelings got hurt and they think that that's going to be okay. Like they're going to be okay because their feelings got hurt. They can leave a marriage and Yah's going to say, you know what, daughter, I don't want you treated that way. Your feelings got hurt. Shame that man. He should have never hurt your feelings so you can leave this marriage. No. There's people who are in the faith and they say they're walking this, and then they're still out there whoremongering, but pretending that they are pure. You know what I mean? So clearly they're not considering the cost. So that is just some advice I wanted to share with you all based on conversations us and some sisters have had. I hope this was helpful. I hope you all are having a productive morning. And I hope, just take what you can use and apply it to your life if you can use it. I appreciate you all for listening. You have a blessed day. Shalom.